Thursday, January 9th, 2025, Bitcoin is around $92,000 at the time that I'm making this video. Things look terrible. And so what in the world is going on? I'd like to give some extensive thoughts there and maintain my bullish bias for the time being, an expectation that Bitcoin dominance is still going to plummet, that we will see altcoins do well at some point in the first quarter. But I want to share some thoughts, and probably the biggest thing starting out the gate is I noticed last night before going to bed that the chart dumped really quickly. The Bitcoin chart dumped really quickly. I went on X and saw that the Department of Justice has cleared the United States to sell $6.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. And so we're seeing this fear take effect. And what do we make of that? Well, I just want to remind you that news like that tends to mark a moment of peak fear. If you remember August 5th, the Bank of Japan raised rates by 25 basis points, and there was all this fear in the market with the carry trade that ended up being the bottom. In July, early July, around July 4th, July 5th, Germany sold a lot of Bitcoin, and that marked a local bottom July 5th. I mean, we can go back to 2023, Silicon Valley Bank, all those fears. We can go back to 2022, the Luna collapse that marked the bottom of the entire run. Excuse me, the FTX collapse marked the bottom of the entire run. And I tend to think that this right here is something similar, a bottom of sorts. Now, I want to tell you, I mentioned in the video that I opened some longs yesterday. As soon as I saw that news drop, I closed all my longs and closed them. I made a net gain of like $100 on 5 longs, and so might as well have just not even done it in the first place. But I did buy a lot of spot positions yesterday, and I am still holding those spot positions. And I'm down. I'm down right now, and I'm not going to worry about that. I bought safer cryptos, a lot of ISO cryptos, for a reason, is that there was some uncertainty with my buys that, we're still moving down, and I'm not trying to time the exact bottom. And so I'm still 20% in stable coins. I sold some of the higher risk positions that I've already held this morning, just a couple $1,000s worth. But the plan right now is to hold on to that, to see where we go from here. Now, I do want to just emphasize again, right now, my bullish bias remains, and my expectation for a drop in Bitcoin dominance over this first quarter is still, that's what I'm still expecting to happen. We could see some catalysts, some positive things that would happen that could drive the market higher. Somebody asked me if I thought the inauguration would be a sell the news event or what. And my answer right now is that January 20th, the inauguration, is not going to be a sell the news event. What you need to happen for a sell the news event to happen is a buy the rumor first, and we're not buying the rumor. So why would that be a sell the news event? And I tend to think, just like heading into the election, that there's a level of uncertainty right now, just kind of holding our breath, just on the expectation, yes, that Donald Trump is going to get sworn in, but in this crazy world, anything can happen over the next 11 days. And so I would actually expect the inauguration to provide some sort of bullish catalyst, some level of excitement back in the market for the short term at least. But then the big thing that I have my eyes on is, again, the next Fed meeting, quantitative tightening. The Federal Reserve is tightening to the tune of $25 billion a month. And I'm curious to see, maybe this time they will put an end to quantitative tightening. I've seen a lot of people comment that we need to see some kind of move towards easing for alt season to happen. Okay, so January 29th, the next Fed meeting, will they at least put an end to quantitative tightening? If so, I think that is going to be a bullish catalyst for things moving forward into February and into March. But, okay, I do want to remind you again, some of you look at me as a bear, which is just absurd. And I've come to realize that if I am just not an all-out, unabashed bull, some of you are going to treat me and respond to me as if I'm just spreading bearish news all over the place. And I just want to remind you, the market is always going to keep you on your toes, and this market owes you nothing. Just because we've had every 4 years after the halving some kind of big bullish movement in crypto does not mean it has to happen exactly the same as it has in the past. I mean, the DXY is at 109 right now. All right, what has happened every time we have seen this big explosive move up in crypto is the DXY plummeting, not the DXY rising. So DXY is at 109. The federal funds rate is higher right now than at any point in Bitcoin's history leading into 2024, basically. The bull runs of 2021, 2017, 2013, they happened in very low interest rate environments. We have had the longest yield curve inversion in United States history, and we have recently become uninverted in that yield curve. And what else? I mean, the SOM rule has triggered. We have the unemployment report coming tomorrow. What's going to come of that? We're just gonna have to wait and see. And so you're hearing almost everyone else say that it's written into the code for your halving cycle, that we're going to see this big explosive move up in 2025. And my mindset and my encouragement to you is just be content with gains. Don't diamond hand. That's just not a word in my vocabulary right now. For Bitcoin it is, but not for altcoins. I am paper hands. And if you're going to make fun of me and call me paper hands, I guess I'll wear that as a badge of honor. I am here to make gains. I'm here to make gains over short periods of time, whether through longing or shorting. And if you are married to this idea that this has to happen, this mega bull run, this massive alt season, it must happen, I think that you, of all people, are most in danger. And unfortunately, that's a lot of people right now. Open your eyes, take a look at the environment around you, and operate accordingly.